Google family, I am back with another video, and today what I want to talk about is why I have decided to become French. I get DMs all the time from people asking me, am I ever going to move back to the United States? Am I going to live in Paris for the rest of my life? It's honestly a question that I cannot answer at this time. Nonetheless, I still have decided to obtain French citizenship. And just because I am obtaining, French citizenship doesn't necessarily mean I am going to live in France for the rest of my life or that I am never going to move back to the States. I'm here for now. It's been 8 years and I'm eligible, so why not? There are a host of reasons, why one would want to become French. I have my reasons. Someone else who is in the process of obtaining citizenship or who has obtained citizenship has their reasons why they wanted to become French. I know people who have lived here, 20 years with their French spouses who have never obtained citizenship. It just wasn't their thing. But I definitely want to obtain citizenship. And I'm going to share with you today my reasoning behind obtaining citizenship. So I wrote down like 5 reasons. Again, these are my reasons. It's not necessarily, they don't necessarily apply to everyone else. Everyone does their own thing. Everyone has their own reason for wanting to. So, but again, I'm just speaking for myself here. So number 1, this one was probably the most important for me. The right to live and work in all Schengen countries. So the Schengen zone or the European zone is like, it's 27, I believe 27 countries, and they all operate like one big block. I like to explain it like as if it were like the United States of Europe, right? Even though there are different countries, they kind of move. They move together. They make decisions together, economic policy together. The currency is the same. They all use the euro. And so once you do have French citizenship, that means I would also have European citizenship, which means I can live and work in any one of those 27 Schengen countries without having to go through a whole bunch of paperwork and whatnot like I had to do when I moved from the United States here. So again, and also visa-free travel, right? So I can go to these countries. I don't need a visa. I don't need to show a passport. Again, I can live, work. No one's gonna ask me any problems. So when you become a French citizen, you get a French passport and you also get a European passport. And you can Google what the 27 countries, the 27 Schengen countries are. But the ones, of course, that are most appealing to me are, of course, Italy, Spain, Greece, Malta, Portugal, and Switzerland. Look, if I want to, work, until I'm 65 in France and then move to southern Italy, I can. Switzerland, the same thing. So it's really nice to have that option via obtaining French citizenship. My second reason is the French bureaucracy, right? Every year I have to renew my, they call it carte de séjour. This is my card that says I have the right to live here and work in this country. So every year I have to renew it, and it's a very invasive kind of process. You go to the immigration office, you have to show papers that you have been working, you have to show bank statements. You basically have to prove that you're not here, kind of mooching off the French system. And although I'm not doing that and have no intentions on doing that, it's just not a pleasant experience. I'm tired of doing it. I've been doing it now for 8 years, having to go there annually and renew. And I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. And hence why I'm in the process now of applying for the 10-year card, because my card is expired. So, and with COVID, it's been really difficult to be able to get in the prefecture. It's just been a mess if you had to renew during this time. So, yeah, I don't have to renew annually anymore. That's, fini. I'm done with that. And that would be like a huge weight lifted off of my shoulders. Because even though I'm in this country, I'm a tax-paying citizen, I do the right thing, I don't break the law, it's still a very uncomfortable situation when you're having to renew. Because look, they don't have to let me stay here. They can tell me, yeah, you go home. So it's always a little nerve-wracking when it's when it's time to renew your card. Third reason, I would have the right to vote. I pay a lot of taxes here, and I would like to make my voice heard in, local government and state government elections, period. If I'm paying, I definitely want to be a part of that process. So yeah, I'll have the right to vote like every other French citizen here. My fourth reason is for education purposes. For French citizens to be able to obtain a master's and obtain a PhD is very inexpensive. Now, I'm not saying that I want to go back to school, but it's nice to have the option. And when I say inexpensive, I mean like a couple €100. Whereas for someone who's a non-EU citizen, you're paying a couple of thousand. Still, the prices don't compare in the slightest to, what we pay for higher education in the United States. I mean, for a master's and PhD, sometimes you're paying tens of thousands of dollars in the States. That's not the case here. It's, I think for a master's and a PhD, it's like $3,700. Look, it's not expensive, but if I were a citizen, I'd pay like €400. Okay, so like that's the difference. And you know what? I'm thinking, I don't know, since I've been here 8 years, I don't know if I were to go back to school, if I would be charged the non-EU student fee, since technically I'm a resident here. But the only way to know for sure is just to get my citizenship if I ever do decide to go back to school, right? Okay, so that was the fourth reason. So again, for education purposes. Also, if I decide to have children, they would be able to access, the French education system as well. In addition to, they would have, French citizenship and European citizenship by proxy, which is, I think, great for people who have children here, who move from abroad, obviously. And then my fifth reason is basically, why not? Why not obtain French citizenship? It's not like I have to relinquish my American citizenship. Now, if in order to obtain French citizenship, I had to relinquish my American citizenship, I think it would be off the table for me. I don't think I would do it. I wouldn't do it at all, because there's no way I'm giving up that blue passport. Let's just be real. Although the American passport isn't the most prestigious passport in the world, it does come with a lot of benefits, So not being American is like not an option for me. I would never relinquish that citizenship. I mean my American citizenship. But it's beautiful to be able to have options. If I do move back to the States or want to go back to the States for a year, 2 years, and come back here, I can. If I want to travel to certain countries that, not all countries get along with the United States. And so maybe for me to travel there, I need to use my French passport. And not all countries, are allies of France. And maybe to travel there, I'll need to use my American passport. I am a person that likes to have options. I like to have options with my shoes. I like to have options with my men. And I like to have options with my handbags, period. So, I've been here 8 years. I've paid my dues. Why not go ahead and get that? I mean, it's not a negative. It's not something that can hurt me in the long term. It's really dope, I think, that I have the opportunity to, to be able to be a dual citizen. I mean, it certainly was not my intention when I moved here. I say it all the time. My intention was to move here, learn French, and then, move back to the States. I was only supposed to be here for 6 months, and it's been 8 years. I also really like my lifestyle here. I'm very comfortable, and I think if I were living in the States, I think in order to have the lifestyle that I have, I would have to work very, very hard. And at this stage in the game, I'm not trying to work that hard. I'm trying to, I want to be able to work to live, not, live to work. So I want to be able to, I like having, 6, 7 weeks vacation. I like the autonomy that I have at work. I like, having 2-hour lunches and no one says anything. I mean, it's a very chill lifestyle. Now, Paris is an expensive city, of course, but, I come originally from California and lived in New York. So I'm used to, living in expensive areas. The Bay Area is very expensive. New York City was very expensive. So Paris, to me, Paris, in my opinion, is cheaper than living in the Bay and living in New York City. And again, I don't want to be, pooped on the weekends after I have worked all week. Again, my lifestyle here is completely different than it was in the States. In the States, I was exhausted. I was commuting. I had a great job. I had a great salary, but I was very tired, and it was difficult to be able to live a life of leisure. Look, I'm a single woman, and in Paris, for the most part, I do work a full-time job, but for the most part, I live a life of leisure. I'm not tired. I'm not tired at all, and I have oodles and oodles of vacation time, and at this point in my life, it's very important to me. So, again, that is why I've decided to become a French citizen and European citizen by proxy. Again, am I going to stay in this country for the rest of my life? I don't know. It depends on, what God says, what God has in store for me. But I'm here for now. I'm loving it for now. And say two. Now, you guys all know that if you are interested in making that big move or the big move to Paris, that I am the one to call. So you can hit me up on IG at Penniless in Paris on IG, or on my website at pennilessinparis.com. And yeah, let me know if you're interested in moving here, and if you want to live a life of leisure. It's a wonderful thing, ladies. And we can come up with a plan and make that happen for you. So I hope this was beneficial for you. And again, these are my reasons. Everyone has their own reasons as to why they want to obtain, for the citizenship in another country, but those are mine. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the video, and I will see you soon. Bye, family.